Bring us back up if you would, Nancy.
You're up, Commissioner.
All right. We'll have the deputy clerk swear everyone in that is going to participate in a hearing.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So under Idaho Code 63501, the Board of County Commissioners are required to convene as the Board of Equalization. We are here to determine market value under Idaho Code 63205, which states that all real, personal, and operating property subject to property taxation must be assessed annually at market value for assessment purposes as of 12:01 a.m. of the first day of January in the year in which such property taxes are levied. Furthermore, under Idaho Code 63502, the function of the Board of Equalization shall be confined strictly to assuring that the market value for assessment purposes of property has been found by the assessor, and to the functions provided for in Chapter 6, Title 63, Idaho Code relating to exemptions from taxation. The taxpayer shall have the burden of proof in seeking affirmative relief to establish that the determination of the assessor is erroneous. A preponderance of the evidence shall suffice to sustain the burden of proof. We're here to discuss the market value of the property, the condition, the state, or information that is relevant to this topic. This is fact and not opinion. We are not here to discuss taxes, past grievances, policy, personal income, or other issues. If you do not stick to the discussion as requested, your time will be reclaimed. The process will be that the property owner will have 3 minutes, and then the assessor's table will have 3 minutes. We will have a discussion. The rules are be kind, direct all questions or comments to the board. If your conduct is out of line, you will be warned, and if you continue to be out of line, you will be asked to leave or escorted out of the building. Go ahead and state your name, and your 3 minutes will begin.
My name is Donald Maurice Whitley II. I sent in the information to you. I was grateful with the assessor's office. I'll say that up front because I called them. There was a discrepancy that was found after they came out to my property, and they found out that they've been assessing me for 3,500 square feet versus 3,000 square feet, which my house is. And then I think they readjusted that assessment. That's what I want to make sure, that that was readjusted down. The other thing is that for 15 years I've been there and being assessed at 3,500 square feet, and it's only 3,000 square feet. And I'm wondering what my recourse is about a credit for that I've been paying taxes for. I don't know if that's for this board or not, but you can direct me in the direction I need to go if it's not. So the main thing is I want to make sure that it has been readjusted, which I think it has been, but I would have to ask the assessor's office, and that's what I need to know.
Okay, thank you. The assessor's office?
A couple of our appraisers went out and remeasured subject property, and the square footage was off. They corrected that, and when it was re-entered, the total value came in at $734,545, which brought the value down $97,272, and it was on the improvement for square footage.
Okay.
And I'll just jump down to our comparables. And this value, the 831,817, and the square footage on this is prior to the resketch when we went out and remeasured it. It says, we have done a site visit, measured the home, and resketched it to correct the total square footage. This reduced the total assessed value to $734,545. But where it was a BOE, the change was done in our computer, but it's not official until it's approved by you.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
I'd like to address his concern about
Go ahead.
incorrect thing. I'm trying to find it for you right now. It's in Idaho Code 63, Chapter 5. It specifically states that if you have not made recourse of having an error in your property, then you've accepted the value as it is. And it's specifically in there, and I've ran across it, and I'm looking at it right now. It's the taxpayer's responsibility to make sure that the information that they have is correct. And I'm searching as fast as I can, but basically your recourse is it's the burden of the taxpayer to make sure that when they send that assessment and it has, if you think that if something's wrong, it's your responsibility to go in to the assessor's office and not the county's. And I know that that might suck. I have an older brother that happened to, and you want to talk about the uncomfortable 4th of July dinner a couple years ago, and they had a building that they showed that hadn't been built on his property that got assessed 1 year, and so he really wasn't happy. But I'll find it for you and I'll get reference to you, but that's specifically what it says, is that it's the taxpayer's responsibility to do it.
I don't know that whenever we get the tax assessment that it says how much the square footage of the place is.
Yep.
And
what
so
hap-
you're just depending upon, oh, can I speak? I should have known.
Oh, no, I just answered your question. When you go in and file your homeowner's exemption or anything like that, it's the responsibility, they look at it as the responsibility of the taxpayer to check if there's something that you feel is out of whack. I know that that's probably not correct to the taxpayer, but that is what the state has done. And I get that. I would love to actually have now that the computer systems are going into place, the property card, you saw the property card that they printed out for you that has your sketch and your stuff and all that. I'd love to have that go with you, but that'll cost the county another $50,000 to $100,000 to print that and send it all out to all the taxpayers. So that's why it's to the taxpayer's responsibility. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that is the rule and how it sits right now.
Okay. Further comments with the commission?
No, I'm ready to make a motion if we're okay. Anything else?
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that on parcel RPRRSAH000300, that we accept the assessor's amended value of $734,545 with the reduction coming off of the improvements.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So according to the assessor's reevaluation, the value has been adjusted. If you're not happy with that, you or the assessor's table has the opportunity to appeal to the state or to the federal or to the local court.
I understand that.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Can I say one other thing?
Yes, sir.
The assessor's office, the people who came out, very good, very professional. I appreciated that. On the phone, they were very professional. They got back to me without any problems. They came out and measured twice, once with the laser and once with the tape. They wanted to make sure. I appreciated how thorough they were. So
Thank you.
for your office.
And if you so choose that you would love to challenge that state law and sue that, I would appreciate it because it would be great, but it has to be the legislature that changes that. They don't let us mess with that. So if I'll find, it's in 63, Chapter 5. I'm looking for it right now. If I can find it, I'll have it emailed, and if not, that's where it's.
Please do,
that's where it's
because
at.
I'll probably have, we need to look at that for the whole state, I think.
Or
Because
that's something as a citizen to contact the legislature and let
Right.
them know, and that is. And a lot, it's really funny, the legislature, we can tell them, and they look at us and just say, commissioners,
Right.
just be quiet. But when a citizen that's not in one of our offices calls, they have a tendency to listen to them a lot more for some
Right.
reason.
No, I will move forward with that, but I appreciate if you'd get me that so I would know
Yes.
what to reference.
All
Okay?
right.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all again.
Okay, Mr. Provenza. Please introduce yourself, and then your 3 minutes will begin.
Hi, my name's Robert Provenza, and I'm appealing my land value based on the arbitrary numbers that seem to crop up. I've got 5 examples here, all within line of sight or bordering my property. My property's 0.91 acres. Everybody here is 2.5, 2.4, so we're all valued within a couple $1,000s. So I'm just curious, how come my .91 acre is valued up here and everybody else's is right with me, but they've got twice as much land? The parcel right beside me is 2.6 or 2.45 acres. It's valued at 61.4. Mine was valued at 60,000. This is last year's data. So I don't have this year's, of course.
Okay. Well, I would ask actually if the assessors can look at your neighbors around right quick. That might actually just help.
If they'd like, I got the parcel numbers right here.
If that was in the packet that you submitted to us?
It was.
So we should have them then, and they can look.
I'll give them a copy anyway.
It would be interesting just to see if it's, now I can tell you, just to speak if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
lots like that, especially a 2-acre lot or 1-acre lot, the value of your lot is actually in the home site.
Correct.
So until you hit 5, 6, or 10, you can start into agricultural production, those other,
Right.
it really doesn't,
Matter a
it
lot.
doesn't matter. It's standoff is what you're getting,
Correct.
and you're getting it, because unfortunately you can't irrigate it.
Right.
You know,
Right,
there's
correct.
not, and so a lot of times it's just kind of there's value, but not really value in the lot, because
Understood.
it's in that home site itself.
Sure.
This has been a discussion that we've had with some people, because some people are mad because they have a 5-acre lot that's valued the same as a 1-acre lot. Well, the problem is the 4 acres they have, they can't do anything with.
Right.
They have no water right, they have no ag right,
Correct.
they can't, they're,
Understand
and so
that.
that's the whole thing. So let's find out if you're out of whack, or if there's something going on.
So there's a parcel in line of sight that's 2.6 acres. It's valued at 44,000.
I would like to address that. Sometimes people have more than one parcel. So one person can have 1 acre and 1 acre, and the next person can have 2 acres. So to make the person with 2 parcels, 1
Cut it
acre
across.
each, equitable, the second parcel is valued as a condition.
'Cause it's contiguous. Okay.
Additional acreage. So there's a lot that goes into land. Also, like you said, the first 1 acre is considered the home site. That's where, but our sales show that people will pay, 50,000 for the first acre, but they aren't going to pay 100 for 2 acres.
Understood.
And so this is all based on sales. Now, I'm thumbing through your subdivision and looking at the subdivision. What I'm finding is they are all in the same land schedule.
So they're all roughly the same.
Yes.
So they've all been adjusted this year. So if some of those parcels, do you see some of them that are like, as was indicated, parcels that maybe are drastic, but if they're in contiguity, so if you had, like she said, if you had 2 lots, they would just cut the value between the 2
Sure.
because it's the way our system works.
They're all in the same land schedule, which is the land schedule we use up in Meat Creek, Schedule 2. And the land values are all over the place, but that is because the acreage is also, some 1 acre, some 3 acres, some.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you look at my last line entry there, it's 1.505 acres on Mink Creek, valued at 35,000.
And like I said, that is in a different subdivision, but it's in the same place. It would have the same land schedule. I will just bring that up and see.
Other question would be too, sir, is on those, are they all on sewer? Are they
No,
on
we're all on,
septic?
we're all on
Are
well
you
septic.
communal sewer, communal
Oh, yeah.
septic, communal well?
Right.
That will also change your land
Okay.
values as well, because there's a subdivision out there that's on a communal well, and it has a tendency, they had an issue where it ran dry for 3 weeks, and they had to get the whole group together to do it,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't, there would be a
Understood.
deduction in that one as opposed to
Sure.
somebody who is on city sewer
Understood.
and water.
Right.
So there's those ones too, but you've made cause. There's an issue here, let's talk about it.
1.0, and you're showing 35,496, because that is not what I'm showing.
What are you seeing?
Let me jump in. I'm showing 94,961.
Wow.
Yeah, so it.
I looked on the parcel viewer, that's what it was.
So
Yeah, and.
That's all.
parcel viewer is last year's data, because it hasn't been updated until the
Omitted,
schedule.
I only
Yeah.
have last year's
Yeah.
data.
And so there could have been an issue with that one, and they caught it this year and they fixed it.
Okay.
So,
Because it looks like they were at 75 in 2020, then they dropped to 35, and now they're back up to 94.
so there was
And
something.
did they come to BOE and did we drop it?
Or-
And now it's catching back up. And that's as I look through here, you've been to BOE a couple times.
Just once.
Well, yeah.
2 years ago.
And that always makes a difference, and that's what we worry about, is because we make an adjustment, because you come in and have some evidence, and then your neighbors don't make the evidence, and they stay up, and then the next year or 2 years, then you get a big jump, just
Right.
simply because we made an adjustment 2 years ago.
Right.
Is there anything in those subdivisions that would have been adjusted for land type? Because your lot, I'm actually on Google Earth, so I'm zooming in on you. It actually looks like we've had some of these lots that it's literally house lot. I mean, dropping off. I mean, you have not usable, I mean, anything. If you tried to park on it, your car would roll down the hill.
Sure.
And so I'm just looking at it that yours doesn't, I mean, you have some hill, it looks like, but it doesn't, it looks like you still have a good chunk of your property is
Right.
unusable. Most of the others around you look like they're usable. It doesn't look like there's
Right.
there's not like big rocks or something that's a
So
mobile.
if you look at the guy to the east, that's the top of my list, he's valued, or last year was valued at 61.4 with 2.45 acres.
The guy that's right next door to you to the east?
Yeah. He would be what you would call one of the top parcels. I mean, he's on a hilltop flat.
Could you just for, do you have that parcel number? I'd just be curious
Sure.
to see what that is.
The top one.
Because I think if, I think of some of the frustrations, it looks like that you might be the one getting hosed here, but I think that when you look and see, I think they've probably fixed some of those land issues
Okay.
that are there. I mean,
Okay.
and
Again,
that's what we want to make sure is it's all fair and equitable.
this is one of those ones where I don't want to be the top of the class. I'd like to be down here somewhere.
But the whole thing is when everybody's treated equitably and
You bet.
fairly, then when other stuff comes out, because everybody is valued correctly, then it's correct.
Sure.
And it's not right that you have one guy that's at the very top and one guy that's at the very bottom when they're the same, and they should be the same. So, you know,
So yes, our job is equity as much as value. This parcel is in for the 2022 year at 92,110.
Okay.
So they've been brought up to equity.
Okay.
does that answer your question?
That
Sam?
answers my question.
I'm sorry you didn't win.
Call for motion.
Mr. Chair, on parcel RRCIN 000102, I make a motion we uphold the assessed value.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye. Aye.
I do appreciate you coming in though and being
Sure.
polite and civil to have this
Question.
conversation.
How do I appeal to the state?
You can,
Go ahead.
they'll have the forms in the clerk's office in the next 2 weeks. You go in
Okay.
and you can fill it in and you can appeal to the state and they'll have, it's pretty much the same format here.
Okay.
And you'll go through that and like I said, have cause to be made, have as much evidence as you can and go from there.
Right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Good job.
Come on up. Which one would you like to start with?
Laverne,
Is this the one that you said is
let's
on
see.
it? Okay, so hold on one
Vernon
second.
Laverne, tell them, do you want to start with that one? Okay, sure.
Oh,
She used to work for the assessor's office.
yep.
And so this is,
Oh, okay.
so.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine.
We want to hear from you, Dennis. Come on.
She wants me to do this, which I can if she wants me to.
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Megha Huff, and I am just here on behalf of Vernon Laverne Tilton, are my parents. And they're in their, like, 94, so I'm here for them. And Deanne is the one who submitted all of their paperwork and found all of their things, and then she's had some health issues. So she asked me to come in, so you guys can look at what she put. I really have no idea what she is putting together, so if you have any questions, you can ask me, because she just called me last night.
So my name's Dennis Huff. We're attached, and I am a son-in-law to the Tiltons. Deanne is a next-door neighbor, Deanne Gibbs.
No, Deanne Jones.
Jones, sorry.
No, he spells
Anyway.
it the wrong way.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah,
They are not related.
he spells it the wrong way.
Oh, no.
I have never said that about your last name. But we're all rough and tough.
We're just, everybody will always hear stuff, oh, no, it's, you
Oh, they
know.
haven't had a chance?
Okay.
So basically what we have here is some comparisons from properties.
That Deanne put together.
Deanne put these together, and because she's ill, she can't come today. and So
Let's,
so we'll try and do the best we can.
let's run through this right quick. Let me look right quick.
Okay.
Because of the timing, we've allowed them to just submit these. We haven't looked at them, we just received them ourselves. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and look at them, and then if you have any comments, then we thought it was something.
So, it looks like on this first one for parcel number ending in 300, that there was the total value on the assessment that went out was $615,968.
This one.
So
That's for the Greg Dornfield?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we looking at Dornfield or?
That's Dornfield.
Oh, Dornfield. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm on
either one's
Chelmsford.
fine. If
I
you're
don't-
if
I
you're
just-
right there,
Yeah,
this
we're
is,
fine.
I was just looking at the one that popped up, and it was the one that ends in 300.
so that's fine. We'll stay there. It's sufficient.
Isn't in there.
Okay.
They
Well,
just brought this up.
yeah, what I was going to say is this one, it looked like there was a value assessed at this one, but then it looks like on the worksheet that there had been a correction to the value.
Yes, she came in.
So was the value to be, I mean, was that an agreed upon value that Deanne wanted then? And we just need to approve the value change? Or was that something that they were still arguing the value change?
I think she's still arguing it. She wants it down around 500, she said.
I actually was sitting during that, when she was talking about the assessment.
Okay.
Do you guys have comments on this one?
She's looking through them right now.
Okay.
Are we looking at Deanne's first? Is that-
Yes, please.
You said 3 minutes of,
Yeah, just, we're okay. This is going to be a complicated one with what we're doing. All right.
Okay. So the parcel that we are working on right now is the 5501 Nez Perce, correct?
No.
Am I on the right
5530
number?
Nez Perce, sorry.
Or, oh, okay, we're on 5530.
I stuck with the neighbor's house.
Let me,
No, we're
You got another minute? Go
I
ahead.
stuck with it. Back in the Okay.
subject property is a very unique custom home, and it looks like we did have to go out quite a ways to find comparable sales. We had to go out to Daisy Lane, Wild Mountain, and Charlotte Drive, 2007, 2001, 2003, 5, and 2016. And these comparables are close in square foot, year built, and quality. Our appraiser did sit with the appellant, and it looks like land remained the same. and with adjustments made to the home, we're recommending that the improvement be moved to $483,881 for a total value of $576,881. Thank you.
So, I'll just tell you where I'm at right now. The 576,881, you got me out all day long. That's easy. I mean, look at this. I stuck with the house next door to this. I got it. Looking at that going down to the argument of down into 500 or something like that, I don't see how that's. I just the 576 I think is in the ballpark. Is where you're at. I mean, unless there's something specific that's there, I don't know where you're going to come with that's on that. Daisy Lane is actually just up the street. It's not that far away. I actually stuck with a couple houses up on Daisy Lane too and framed two of them. So I mean, I get it. I definitely think the 6 was way too high. I mean, that was but like coming down into that size right now, you have comps that are supporting it right now. I'm sure you could probably make a case for it. Maybe on the land side, like we've talked, the land side's sitting at $93,000. There's probably something, but I don't. In the overall improvements, your improvements are there. I don't think the improvements are going to get any cheaper than that, just because of your price per square foot. Just either on a sales comparable analysis or on you wouldn't want to go on a replacement value, because it would be far more than that right now to do that. I mean,
But then it would be new.
yes, it would be new, but that's why it's valued at 2007 was the year it was built, and that's why it's valued at 2007 and depreciated at the fact. And so that's what I'm saying. The improvements, I think the improvements are there. I think there might be some discussion in the land value, but that's about it.
But educate me a little bit on the actual building itself.
The improvements.
In the sense of the improvements, square footage value. Do you go off of square footage value in comparisons? Is that how you do it?
Square footage value right now is listed at $191 a foot. The other 3 comparables, you have 2 comparables, one at 230, one at 257, and one at 178. So you have 1 less and 2 higher. Now, if there's comparables and stuff, like I said, from what I'm seeing right now, unless we have some very specific comparables or something that's going to show, but like I said, Daisy Lane is just up the thing, while Charlotte is in the county. Charlotte's just, I mean, it's still in the general area. It is a little different neighborhood because, you know, you're right by the church right there, turning right off country, or not country club, whatever the.
By the golf course.
Yeah, you're by the golf course. I get it. You're still in the
And
same.
you got a wonderful fire department, it's like a block away.
Yes, but what I'm saying is your improvement value, I think, is probably, you know, they've listed as a 2007, they haven't changed. It looks like it's probably, the grade is probably an average grade, probably 3-4.
Yeah.
This one, I believe, is a 3.
I mean, the house is not in disrepair, there's nothing wrong with it, correct? Is it?
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's still what I've researched in the sense of square footage from comparisons that I made, because we'll be in here on our home.
Yep.
Own home is 161 is where I'm at, not 190
yeah.
per square feet, and that changes that value for the.
It does, and it also bases upon, again, on the comparables, what I'm seeing in front of me. I don't have any comparables in.
She's got 3 here,
So-
but I
Yeah.
don't know if you
So
want.
when they do square footage, does it matter?
Okay, we're getting
Yeah.
off of the BOE.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
how they do it, they can explain to you, but
Okay.
we're not going back and forth and back and forth.
Okay.
Different opinions. So,
So I have a question then, as far as the land value then goes. Is that approximately the land value of what? I don't know
Again, in the
what other
conversation that
people's
you probably
home
just heard with the last appellant, your land value, your first home site, whether it's 0.33 acres, 0.9 acres, 1.04 acres, 1.17 acres, all those are in subdivisions in that area. Some lots are a little bit bigger, but it's the overall general building site that your water, your power's there, all the other stuff. You're going to have that same intrinsic value. You have lots right now, average lots in Pocatello are on high 70s. You get a real crazy, not even real crazy, just an upper end lot, which in your guys' neighborhood out there's some lots up there that are for sale for $150,000 to $200,000. Some of those have acreage, some of those have that. Ones that are typically in the city, you're typically seeing them around the 100 mark, somewhere in there. So, like I said, I have kind of some heartburn, and just from what we've been doing here, that we're at a 93-ish
All the lots around them are 93.
But everything being valued out there is kind of in that tendency. That's kind of a very desirable area to be. There is a vacant lot next to the property. I don't know if it's ever sold or been sold or who owns it or what does what with it or what's going on. But that's the whole thing is that right now in that neighborhood, you're seeing that value. The land schedule, there is the land schedule. But that's what we're saying. If there was, I have some issues with the land. I don't know if everybody else here does, but that's just how I see it. Like I said, your improvements on that house, it's being valued as a 2007. It's not being valued as a brand new house, not as a replacement cost. The replacement cost, you'd be over 250 a foot probably right now.
Okay.
Call for a motion on this parcel.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept the assessor's value at $576,881 on parcel RPR PSAV 0000300 off the improvements as indicated.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, there's that one.
The next one. Okay, so that's one that we don't have. Which one was that? 300. Is it, that's the one we just did. This is the one we just did. The 300.
We're on RPTEV 000801.
801. That, oh, you have the file. That's why Jeff stole it.
801, right?
Okay, there you go. Because we don't have a, I don't even know what this one is. If I can find the one that's Pierce.
It looked like there's been conversation also with your office on
I'm
this
sorry.
one. There's a
There's the
Worksheet.
worksheet value.
took it down 13,000.
Yes. And that was just going over the file and perfecting it, making sure our information is accurate. And that would be where we would recommend bringing value in.
So,
Pre-BOE corrections made, corrected and lowered siding by 14K. So I'm guessing it was a condition issue.
Well, they had it listed as all brick.
oh,
It's not
yeah, it's
mostly
not,
siding.
it's siding. That's
It's got
what it
some
is.
brick, but it's mostly siding.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
So
First
this
time I
is
had
your
it.
property, right? Or
No,
your
this is my
parents' property?
parents'.
Okay.
Okay? And I can give you your 3 minutes
Oh, wow.
if you want to.
I mean, talk to
Just-
property, that's the whole,
Oh, well, and like I said, I don't know what you want to say. I don't have any idea what Deanne was turning in when
That's
she.
the problem, is she's been doing this and now she
now
dropped
she
the
turned it
ball
over
on
to
us.
me.
So it's difficult for us to say, but.
Well, and let me just say in that behalf, we was informed of what happened, and
Yes.
we allowed the information, even after time, to come before us. And so
Yeah,
Right.
we
we're both
We're all in the
working
same
in the
boat.
dark a little bit, but
Yeah.
we're trying to cooperate.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I'd say the best thing on this is talk to property with us. That's the whole thing, is everybody wants to argue construction value or comparables. Talk to property specific, because there's things, like, I know this corner very well. It's an extremely busy corner. This is something that, you have in it, talk to property.
So, as far as values is concerned, basically it's the same as it's been for years. There's been a small improvement with the front yard, but it's basically the same, but it's a high, like it's, Mr. Toby said, it's a high traffic area, so the value is less desirable at that point, but the area that they live in is, it's what it is, but
It's just a home that's
I
had
don't
no
know.
improvements.
There's just no improvements, and so we're trying to find out with comparisons, which Deanne has brought in here. I'm not even sure it's like the perfect comparisons, but it's not the ones you have. And we're just trying to see, again, based on the square footage of values of those comparisons around what she's picked her and what we've seen, it seems high per square foot. And that was, we're not, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is one on there. Okay, so the whole thing too, again, it comes in, and this is where my discussion of land comes back in, because this one now, the land on this corner is now at 93. And this is where you have the lot up the street is definitely in the, okay. This one,
Cul-de-sac versus.
I think my wife might have ended up in your driveway once or twice. It's slick. Her parents live up the street. That's what I'm saying. This is where we're talking about is a flat blanket land value, which is fine. That's understood, and that's what BOE is for: is the discussion of land, the discussion of property and improvements. Again, your improvements, the condition change made. So, what was the value that with the condition change? Because on here it just says 370. Oh, on that one. Okay, I got it.
It went from
So it went to
386, 768 down to 373, 475. That's because of it is siding rather than brick.
There is some brick accent on the front.
yeah, it's
But not much.
yeah, it's basically a sided house. It has some artistic brick accent.
Do you want it?
That's the whole problem I have, is the value jumping from 95,000 on a piece, or $45,000 on a piece of corner ground, which it's the corner, to $93,000. And I am sorry, this is one where I will just be kind of adamant. That lot is not worth $93,000 compared to every other lot. The other lot up there, you
In the
can
cul-de-sac.
you can make an argument. That one, sorry. So for me, I can see there's a change in land. Land does appreciate. There is an appreciation of land.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You missed me. I apologize. I got a little peppery with an individual earlier that wanted to have a discussion.
You gotta have some fun up here.
But that's just something that I just can't buy that piece of property right there, $93,000. That piece of property is the same value, actually worth more than the lots they're selling right next to the temple.
Yeah.
That's for me. I'm sorry. I cannot buy that. That does not pass go for me on that. So for me personally, I would go back and I would set the land value at. I'll just make a motion on this on parcel RPR. RPR PTDV 000801. That we adjust the land value to $60,000 with the improvement set at $280,475, and I'll do the math for the final total. $340,475 for total. And that's my motion.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. We've adjusted
Thank you.
both.
That sounds what you said.